Good morning. I just woke up zero point 0.1 seconds ago. My daily thoughts. Starting off with my dream. Oh my god. I'm scared, shocked. I don't know what to say. So I had a dream that I was literally downtown and there were a bunch of animals everywhere. It's like a petting zoo, but on every single space of the corner, it's just like an animal. But these aren't normal animals, they're like live stuffed animals. Like their fur is like plushy. Like it's not like a real animal, but they're alive. And so I decided to adopt. Well, I don't know if this is legal in the dream, but like I basically took one of the animals with me to walk around with. And the animal I picked up was a cow, probably like this big. Okay? And this cow had red spots all over it, like bright red. It was my bright red little baby cow with horns. It was a male. And I took this around with me for about 30 minutes before he fucking attacks me. Like he straight up attacks me in the dream and I'm running from this cow. Running from this cow. I'm going in different rooms. I'm trying to trap myself. Like it was so scary. I tried to look up what that means. Like I'm always looking up like dream interpretations. I can't tell you. Like I've looked up so much stuff. One thing says that I need to be taken care of or I want to be taken care of, which is so true. Like I always want to be taken care of. Are you kidding? And the other one's saying like I'm stressing in a challenge in day-to-day life that isn't like a big deal. Like a challenge that isn't that deep is like freaking me out. Which, I mean, makes sense. Like I tend to get worked up over things that aren't that deep. I'm gonna do some research and figure out exactly because I don't like either of those responses very much. Shower thoughts got me like, okay, no, but seriously, get some good lighting in here. Rap lyrics. I'm stuck between the yin and yang. The rain in my brain makes me insane. Fuck, I forgot the rest. I had a whole thing going on inside my head, but that's what I realized is like, I'm stuck between the yin and yang. And like, there's so much freedom that comes from darkness because it's like, you know what I mean? Like nothing is serious to me at all. Like I'm so unserious. But like, you know, like I get to experience a lot more freedom than other people do. Whoa. I get to experience more freedom, I feel like, than other people do. But there's more darkness, you know what I mean? But there's darkness that comes with that. So it's like, I'm stuck between the yin and yang, I'm going insane! Like, I just want one or the other. Nah, I just want the yin, though. Which I know is just like, you know what I mean? But like, everything in life is duality. Why? That's like my biggest peeve of Earth. And is there duality on other planets? Because if so, take me the fuck there. Another thing is like, I had to cut off everyone in my life who lives in a fear-based reality. Because like, imagine telling someone about your life and they're like, oh my god, why would you do that? Oh my god, I can't believe that. And it's like, you're not gonna like project your fear onto me because you can't live a fun life. Like, get the hell away from me. Like, if you have anything negative to say about anything I do and you're not hyping me up unless I'm asking for advice, like, please stay far away from me because I don't want to live the normal day-to-day life that you live. That scares me. You think I scare you? Bitch, you scare me. Fuck no, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no. And it's like, I give people chance. This lighting is better. I am like obsessed with people, you know, so like I try to be understanding and give people chance after chance, but it's like you can't force energy that's just not on your timeline. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't force like people to get where you're coming from. It's like, I don't know. Oh my god, there's so many. I hate bugs. I hate bugs. I always have. I hated recess when I was younger. I hated recess. Every day I would beg my teacher to just let me stay inside and clean her classroom. But like obviously that was her break, so like she didn't want to let me do that. But like every teacher I've ever had, I'm like, please don't make me go to recess. Please, please. hate it. So I keep getting all these spam followers on my Insta. Like I've had 10 in the last day. And I'm just like, who is someone buying me fake followers? Because if someone's buying me fake followers, that's the exact way that you could fuck me up. Like if someone wanted to majorly fuck me up, they would buy me fake followers. I'm not giving ideas. I'm not giving out any ideas. But like, I've seen that trend on TikTok where it's like, and I'm like, if someone did that to me, but I think someone's doing that to me. Like I honestly think that my biggest fear is actually coming true today. Oh my God, I literally can't with these bugs. It's so bright, I literally can't see. But side note, I literally saw a bear crossing this street like yesterday. And I think about how often I walk this street. And I'm like, well, maybe the bear wouldn't be coming out if I was here. Wouldn't that be crazy if I just got like mauled by a bear? Like Marissa Scott dead, 22, like attacked by like literally Winnie the Pooh. Like, it would have to be a rhyme. Like if someone didn't rhyme my obituary, like I would come back to haunt their ass. Like, oh my God, like, oh my God. And to think like if someone didn't write a poem at my funeral, oh my God, I would make them all pay for it. Like, come on now. Pull up Rhyme Zone on your damn phone and look up fucking rhyming words. It's not that hard. You know what I was thinking about also? Like, do rappers use Rhyme Zone? Like, or do they just like, because sometimes I just come up with everything like while I'm walking or like in the car. But there's times where I'm like, oh, what are words that rhyme with C? And I'll like look up rhyming words. But I'm like, I would love to like talk to like a rapper and like ask some questions, honestly. I feel like that I get the most upset is like when I don't have my day planned from top to bottom, each section of my day like being full. And so like, again, like that can be an amazing thing. We can evolve faster as a species because we need more stimulation. But at the same time, it can be our downfall if we let it get to us, because I think a lot of people are going crazy in this day and age because technology's at our fingertips, and so we don't have to work hard for things, which means less dopamine over time. In the moment, instant gratification, right? But over time, where's the joy? And so I've been on this whole rhetoric mentally of like, okay, well, I want to invest in something long-term for long-term gratification. I'm such a long-term gratification hoe. But at the same time, I don't like feeling restricted. I want freedom. Pluto and Sagittarius generation. I am speaking to your Gen Z Starseed ambassador. Literally. Like, oh my God. Like, that's why I would never want to buy a house. I've always said that I don't ever want to own property. That's my biggest fear. I don't want roots anywhere. I don't want to have to be tied to land. Oh God, no. I just want to be free. And another part of me like wanting to be free is like literally exiting my vessel. I hate taking care of myself. I hate showering. I hate going to the bathroom. I have to take vitamins. Like I have to eat. Like I have to prepare food. Like, oh my God, it's all way too much. And it's like I have to stop what I'm doing out of my day so I don't black out and like eat something. Like so like frustrating to me, and it takes up so much of our day. And it's like, how are we supposed to evolve as a collective when we have these like stupid things we have to do? And like I know we'll have robots in the future that'll do our chores and all this stuff so we can evolve faster, and I know it's coming the next 20 years, like Pluto and Aquarius vibes. But like, for example, I have to take like an hour out of my day to do laundry, and it's like, oh my God, that's so meaningless. Like, why are we literally even worried about dressing ourselves in the first place? Not to go back in time, but like, come on. I don't understand why I can't just like walk around naked, because I fucking would. And it's like, why do we even have to have clothes? And oh my God, all this unnecessary stuff. I think I would just love to like leave my vessel, like not like in a death way, but like I feel so restricted and confined by this body. Like I really feel like, God, I sound like such an alien, but like I just hate, like imagine getting a headache. Oh my God, that's my last straw. That's my last straw, dude. Or like getting a stomach ache. Put me out. Literally sedate me. Like, it's already hard enough just as is. And then on top of like feeling any pain, like I'm tapped out. I'm tapped out all the way. And there's just not enough challenges for me. Like I want to fight like a zombie apocalypse. Do you know what I mean? It's like, chase me down, cow. Like again, a fight between the yin and yang. I can't win. There is no winning. I need to meditate. Also, my car makes these like super annoying squeaky noises, and I literally thought I had misophonia yesterday. I start screaming, tweaking in my car, like screaming like, ah, like, oh my God, I need to take my car to like an auto body shop, but like I don't even know if they could fix it. It goes, dee, dee, dee. Oh my God. That is like the worst sound I could literally ever think of. Like it just hits the wrong part of my brain. I did not think I was sensitive up until now. Anyways, I'm gonna try to talk loud so I can't hear it. I just want to blast music, but I have a thought. I'm suffering for comedy. Okay, I'm gonna drive with my knee and use my hands. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so basically what I realized is like astrology is just like one huge, or no. Okay. Finding astrology allowed me to basically detach from reality almost entirely. Because here's the thing, anything that I perceive good or bad that's happening to me, oh fuck, there's a car. Oh no. Like whenever anything happens, like it's always, you know what I mean, confirmed in the stars for me. So like I don't have to trip about it. Like I don't trip about anything because I'm like, oh no, it's just in my birth chart though. Like it's just in my birth chart. Like I don't gotta chill out. Like all the transits are like levels, and life is just one huge fat game. And every transit is just like a lesson, and I just detach because I'm just like, you know what I mean, attributing it to the planets. Like it's not my fault. It's just when I was born. I really don't like to play games. And so what's so funny to me is like manipulators, right? I've called out so many. And in my head, yes, okay, like depending on who it is, like I feel like so much of the time, and I didn't realize this, but I watched this TikTok that like opened my mind so much. And it was this girl who was like, when you tell a manipulator like you're naked, like that's like the phrase or whatever, like I see through you type of thing. Like when you let them know they see through you, like they like freak out and they're like shocked. And I'm like, whoa, like that's so interesting. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I've had situations with manipulative people who will just freak out on me when I've like confronted them, and I've had people who have just like ghosted me and like just don't say shit. And I think it's very interesting the way that like manipulators handle it, because it's like, what did you think? Like you think that you're that slick? You think that you're that smart? Like I mean, it's obviously embarrassing, you know what I mean, for them to be like called like, oh, like I know you're playing tricks and games. But like in my head, if someone calls me out for that, which will never happen because I'm not a manipulative person, but like if I were to be called out, oh my God, I would like fall in love with them. Like I would literally fall in love and be like, oh my God, like you figured me out, like stop. And so I'm just like, I guess it's shocking to me that other people aren't that way. Because for me, I'm always looking for someone on my level, but manipulators aren't. They're looking for people who like are beneath them in terms of like intelligence so that they can control you. You know, it's like a power and control dynamic. But like for me, I guess because deep down I like want to be controlled. Maybe that's like why it doesn't matter to me as much, is because like I either want to be like equivalent with someone or like I don't actually want to be controlled. That's just like a false thing I tell myself. It's not actually true, because if it actually came down to it, I'd freak out. You know what I mean? Like freedom bitch right here. But like there's a side of me that thinks I want to be, which obviously just comes from my childhood. But I just think it's crazy that like people wouldn't, I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense inside my brain, because I guess I'm not insecure like that. Probably. Because, yeah, people who feel the need to manipulate are just insecure deep down. But I wonder if they know that, you know? And, like, I would just murder to, like, have a conversation with, like, a manipulative person of my past, but they're never honest about, like, what they're doing because they know they look like a fool. And I also feel like, this is just my perception, I'm not speaking for everyone, but some manipulators I know, like, I feel like they don't even know where it roots from. Or they could be lying a bunch and saying a bunch of stuff, but they haven't even done like enough inner work, you know what I mean, to even understand what they're doing. So I think some manipulators are like innocent to a degree, because they're just, I'm sorry, ignorant. But I think some manipulators are very intentional. I've come across those as well, which are my favorite. There was this one guy who literally like told me like to my face all the time, like, I'm like fucking with you, like straight up. And I was like, oh my God, I'm into it. Like, try harder. Like, I'm crazy. I don't have time to put up with shit like that anymore. Like, that's so far beyond me. But like, at the time, you know what I mean? It was fitting. It was fitting for the moment. But I just love a good psychopath. Because it's an intelligence thing. Like, I am attracted to intelligence. Mercury in my 7th, literally in Aquarius. being inside Marcy Scott's brain is really like being on acid. Like, it is an acid trip every single day. And like, it really feels like at the beginning of this year, like I was taking like mass amounts of shrooms every day, like mass amounts. Like, it felt like so many shroom trips I had, but I was sober. And so like, that's the issue. Cause you know, like most people would just be like, oh, like, you know, if you want your dopamine levels to go back up, just like stop doing drugs. But here's the thing, I'm not doing drugs. I have not tripped, like not microdosed, like not tripped since 2021. So it's like, yo, I've basically been California sober for a fat minute now. And it's like, basically the first half of this year, I was actually living every single day like it was my last day on the planet. Imagine what you would do on your last day on the planet, right? Imagine doing that every day for 6 months. I was on one to say the least. Like, it was like I'd wake up and just like dopamine was pouring out of my brain. Like, someone shook my brain and it all fell out at once. Like, like I'd just be walking down the road and I'd be like glowing. Like, it was crazy. And so the enlightenment glow is just over. And it's just like reality vibes. And I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to live in fear. I really, really, really don't. But like, in order to survive, you have to. Like, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I literally don't want to do it at all. And like, I have no choice but to like, you know what I mean, do it. Because like, what? Like, that gets toxic and unhealthy if I'm just like doing crazy shit. I mean, does it? I like to, I'm an earth sign. At the end of the day, I need to be grounded in some sort of routine or reality is what it comes down to. You know what I mean? My 6th house, like, we've been over this. I have to have routine to some degree in order to be like in normal. But like, what happens when I get sick of every routine I get into? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's this constant state of evolution, and I'm just like, like, I'm just all over the place all the time because like, I need to stay stimulated up here. But like, my dopamine deficiencies are crazy. Do you know how exhausting it is to always be chasing your next high? It's exhausting. And the only thing that keeps me sane is yapping, which is why I'm yapping. It's the only thing that keeps me okay. It's like talking to myself and laughing at myself. But if I can't do those things, like if you put me in a room and no one's talking, I'm gonna get up and leave. I am a dopamine fiend. Oh, and what's so crazy about everything I'm saying right now is guess what? Literally, I just looked in my year ago memories and I was saying the exact same thing like this time in 2022 because I'm living 2022 in another font. 2022 for me, crazy! Literally, 2022, bro, was the exact same thing that happened to me this year, but in a different font. So it was like it was my second phase of enlightenment, where I killed my ego. I was writing my poems, doing my photo shoots, blah, 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 but that was like the first time I'd ever done that. Life was just amazing every day up until, like, I hit a wall. And I was like, oh, life again, reality again. Even though I do feel better. Like, it's not like I revert back to who I was before the enlightenment, but things just settle. You know, it's like, oh, you realize life is like this whole other world you didn't think it was, and then, you know, you stable out. And I'm like stabilizing, which is like healthy. You know, like it's healthy that I'm stable. I just don't like being stable. Like, at the end of the day, all I know is instability. So for me to be like a normal person, I want to like literally go be a firefighter, bro. Like, I want to go to war. I want to be mayor. I don't know. I just want to be in some like super intense environment, or I want to make an environment intense. I'm literally like, I want to be a bungee jumping instructor, skydiving instructor I've also considered, but I honestly think that'd be even worse for my dopamine levels. If I were to become a skydiving instructor, falling out of the sky every day, what would top that mentally? What would mentally get me feeling high? And that's what scares me. It scares me as I age, again, like the war documentaries I was referring to. It scares me because I'm going to keep topping things, right? And eventually, what's there to top? Because I already feel like that now and I'm 22. Which is why I think I'm subconsciously holding off. This is like my Baja Blast thing that I make. I'm not having a Baja Blast right now. But that's the thing, is like, I'm only 22. Oh my God, I want to be shot. Like, 22. I'm 22 and I've already graduated. from life. That's too young. I'm too young to already be over it, and I am. Oh, hi, car. I did some research on Reddit. Reddit. We love Reddit. You know, I'm subscribed to a Reddit page about like Subway employees, and like what they have to say about working there. Because I'm in love with Subway. Anyways, but so basically it's called dopamining. And essentially there's 2 routes I can go to deal with this. I can, number 1, obviously meditate. Number 2, which I don't want to do. It is torture, but like, or I can dopamine fast. So like, you know what I mean? Like restrict shit from myself, which is, you know, kind of another form of meditation. Just trying to like, try to not stimulate myself all the time because my brain is overstimulated. But again, it's not from doing unhealthy things. Like, it's just overstimulated from my crazy life. So the part of like the Reddit thread said like, you know, like if you talk to someone and they say that something that happened 20 years ago felt like yesterday, it means not much has happened in that 20-year gap. And they were like saying like there's a price to pay for dopamine deficiencies, but you'll have a lot more of an interesting life. So it's like that duality, you know what I mean? Like it's both. Like there's a price to pay, like people who are content and can just read a book and like take a hot bath and like get dopamine from that, like their lives aren't going to be as interesting. And it's like, okay, well, I've decided on an interesting life, so I think I'm just going to take that pledge and just overstimulate the fuck out of my brain, and that's just the route I'm going to go down. Because I like a wild ride. Because again, like in my head, I'm like, then why'd I come to Earth then? If I wasn't gonna live a crazy life with stories to tell, why am I here? So, fuck a hoe named meditation. I'm so toxic. Don't listen to me. This is not good advice. Fuck a hoe named dopamine fasting. I will continue to be dopamining. And what should I do next? What should I do tomorrow? We should plan my day tomorrow, okay? Because it's gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna have a boring day, that's for damn sure. Should I go to the beach? Should I go skydiving? Should I go surfing? But like, I want more. And usually I get the fattest hits by saying weird shit. Like, I can walk into like a store and just like yell something and like walk out. I like acting out in public. That's really my main thing. I like acting out. Is that conducive to my growth? Probably not. I was talking to my friend Jaden about all of this, and she was saying like, girl, you don't need a dopamine hit, but you need a dopamine drip every day. And like before in the past, my dopamine drip was like smoking, like juuling, and puffing and smoking weed all day. Like that's kind of what kept me okay. But I break out, so it's like, and I also don't want to like rely on a substance. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want something to temporarily, you know what I mean? Like I want to get dopamine from the real world without self-destructing, question mark? Because if I use it to my advantage, it could potentially be like really good. Like I could become Superman. But I'm trying to think of like, what's a good healthy dopamine drip? I mean, it was also work. Like I loved working in a chaotic environment for a really, really, really long time. Like I loved working in like a literal like crazy like house. You know what I mean? Just running around doing shit 24/7. Like it executed every single thing I needed mentally. But it's just like, I wasn't respected there. I wasn't treated well. And I wasn't paid enough. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like have some self-respect, girl. But the job itself I fucked with heavy. Like it was just like it hit every brain region in the way I needed it to. But now every other job feels boring. I need to go to boot camp. Like actually. Something else my friend Jaden suggested that was just amazing. Like I have to just like credit her for this because this is not my thoughts, but it's something I want to implement as leader of the free world. Just kidding. But no, I really think, so you know how like school is like, supposed to be like okay. I don't know how to talk right now. So you know how school is like mandatory, like it's a law, like kids have to go to public schools, or like, you know what I mean, or else like the parents get in trouble. Like you have to be enrolled in school, you have to, it's not a choice. Education is not a choice. But you know what education should not be a choice? A parent, I think every parent in America needs to have therapy, and they can get, I think it could even be paid for. I don't know who would pay for it. Maybe it would come out of like the government's, like, you know what I mean, money, because they clearly have a lot of it. But like, well, I guess we're in debt. I don't know. But I either think paid therapy could be good, where you're paid to go to therapy if you have a child, or your taxes get deducted, because there has to be an incentive. I mean, I guess we all go to work and there's no incentive. I mean, money, but you know what I mean? That's all made up too. Oh, so yeah, the incentive is being paid. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There should be like, you know, all employers would know this about their employees, but there has to be like, if you have kids, one time a week that you have to be out of work for an hour. I don't think it should be on weekends. I'm getting very specific. I don't think it should be on weekends, because again, like, I think you should enjoy time. I'm not trying to be crazy, okay, when I say what I'm about to say. But I do think once a week during the work week, parents need to be pulled out and paid to go to therapy. I don't know what I'm thinking hourly that they should be paid, but they need to be compensated in some way or another to go to therapy, to learn how to raise a child correctly. I think that there should be a curriculum made, basically, that says like, okay, a kid needs X, Y, and Z. Do not yell at a kid. Do not yell at your child. If you find yourself frustrated with your child, ask if you can step out for a minute. Calm down. You know, basic things. Obviously, there's no perfect parent. I can, you know what I mean, understand that. But there should be basic things that people are taught to not do to their kid if they want a relationship with their kid and they don't want to fuck them up for life. Do you know what I mean? I think that should be a basic course for every parent, because it's not common sense, apparently, to treat a kid right. Which, oh my God. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on child abuse. So much of the time, the parent doesn't think that they're being abusive, which is the worst part. Is like, so many parents think that they're good parents, and they're like, oh, I would never abuse my kid, but they're abusing their kid every day. And then it's like delusion to a degree. And it's like, if your kid does something wrong, you have to understand that they've only been on earth 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Do you think they're actually trying to be a certain way? I get that kids are crazy. I'm totally aware of that, okay? I understand that kids are loud and they scream and they complain and they want things. Kids are a handful. They don't understand things. They do things that are wrong. They are learning to become a human being. Provide them with their basic necessities. I don't feel like I personally don't feel like it's rocket science, but apparently it is. So I think that there needs to be basic, psychology classes for anyone who wants to be a parent. And there could be like a therapist designated to you based on how old your kid is, and go from there. All right, it's the end of the night. I am tapping out. I just made myself an amazing Subway sandwich. But another quote from Miss Jaden. She is literally carrying my content. Like, this is all brought to you from her. So just giving her clout. But Frank in Shameless was saying like something along the lines of like, I wish I had an exact quote, but like, my parental like duties have no effect on like children whatsoever. Like, they come like hardwired, like all ready to go. And like, it's so funny because like the amount of parents that think that is wild, including mine. So if you're someone that actually believes that your kids just have their own personalities that have nothing to do with you, you are wrong. Maybe a little bit, but nah. Raise your kids right. Goodbye.